let's go over 10 quick things for those new to the project that they need to know about the Maressey project. Okay, first and foremost, it is a tribute to the Smiths. If you don't know who the Smiths are, you're probably American. So the Smiths are pretty much one of the bands that kicked off the whole indie alternative thing in the early 80s. As new wave and synths were king, they came in with guitars and changed everything up. So this is a tribute to that band, who is probably one of the essential bands of understanding the 80s and one of the keys of indie and alternative. Second, even though it's a tribute, we are using the songs of the Smiths, and they aren't real parodies. So they're bona fide songs, but we also try to change them as little as possible. We'd like to keep as much of the original lyrics there and change them just a little bit, and we're not going to make them funny. So it's not really a parody, but it's a tribute, but we're also changing things, so there you go. Number 3, each album is going to tell a story. So the first album is a Rarijack album. Includes Rarity, Applejack, Big Mac, Sweetie Belle, and Spike. Second album is the Flutterdash album, which includes Scootaloo and Discord. The third album is technically the Brony album, which basically talks about the fandom outside of the show, and then also a couple side characters in there as well. The fourth album is basically the Twi-Luna album, and that's going to be basically Twilight, Luna, Celestia, Trixie's in there for a song, Pinkie Pie, and Maud Ark as well. And as you can tell, the fourth point is it's 3 albums that are about shipping. So we broached that topic, and that's because number 5, we are going to make the MLP universe a little bit mature, realistic, and a little bit sad too. Now, the 6th point you should know is this was written way back on my little remix on some forums way back in 2012. Me and Mort basically fell in love with the idea of ponifying Smith songs and kicked songs back and forth until we really wanted to see them become actual songs, and I sort of took up the reins and started tracking people down. And that comes to the 7th point, which is we have 20 musicians that we got together to assemble this 4-album arc. And one of those people, in fact, was called Johnny Mayer, who was not a brony, who was a Smiths fan and covered Smith songs on his YouTube channel, who I tracked down, and he was interested in joining and redoing full instrumentals for a ton of different Smith songs, who really made this possible. And then, of course, all the other musicians who helped put this together. The next point is, in Maressey world, everybody's gay. There you go. So, and then the other side of that is we have vocalists, we have male vocalists, we have a lot of female vocalists. So gender of pretty much our musicians doesn't matter, as we all take part in that. So now, because this was written back in 2012, certain things have happened on the show which we were thinking about. Is Rainbow Dash going to become a Wonderbolt? Is Rarity going to get her own business? Certain things like that are actually in the albums, and you actually see them unfold. So that's part of where some of this comes from, is early on within that 3rd season, we were putting the album together and saying what would happen, and would it happen well. And that brings us to the final point of the Maressey project, which is their tragedies. So besides being a little bit of melancholy, a lot of the 3-album arcs of shipping do not end well. So you have to see how they unfold, because each song tells a story and each is a chapter of the album, and you get to see that unfold and see how it turns out. We hope you check out the previous 3 albums and then check out this 4th album as it comes out.